Chains by Boss. Chains by Boss is now the official sponsor of the Cowboy Up podcast. If you need your custom cowboy chains, you go to Chains by Boss. You can find them on any of your social media. You can find them on TikTok, Chains by Boss on TikTok. You can find them also on Instagram, Chains by Boss, and you can also find them on Facebook. Chains by Boss will deliver the hottest new cowboy chains for you, and we recognize them as our official Cowboy podcast sponsor. Thanks. And always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace. The Cowboy Up podcast would love to welcome Vosqueros Game as our official sponsor of the Cowboy Up podcast. Vosqueros Game has all your custom stickers, your custom towels, your custom tumblers, anything you need to represent your team, such as those Dallas Cowboys or even those hated San Francisco 49ers. Vosqueros gangs have you. You can find them on all social media, especially Instagram and TikTok. The Cowboy Up podcast welcomes Vosqueros Gang as our official sponsor of the show. As always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace. The Cowboy Up podcast welcomes Dominion Custom Clothing. Cowboy fans, if you need your custom suits, your custom sportswear, Dominion Custom Clothing is the company for you. Dominion Custom Clothing also offers a free mobile service to your home, to your business for suit fittings and fabric showing. Dominion Custom Clothing has been a clothier in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for the last 20 years. So if you need that suit for the night out on the town or the tuxedo for the prom or special occasions, Dominion Custom Clothing is the company you have been looking for. And as always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace. From Stop 6, Texas, it's the big fella. It's Dallas Cowboy Chris. And from the 915, Cholo Town, El Paso, it's our man, 21, Armando, 21. And from the hill country of Texas, Austin, it's our man, Retrofit Sports, Hook 'em, it's Rue. And from Tucson, Arizona, the player personnel director of the Cowboy Up podcast is Kuiper AZ. And from the great state of Arizona, he's Mikey 520. What's up? What's up? What's up? Say, man, y'all know what the day is. The day is Tuesday. And what happens on Tuesday is the Cowboy Up podcast. And to my right, to my left, to my left, to my right, it's my homeboy from the hill country, the capital city of Texas. Hook 'em is my man, Rue, Retro Sports. What's up, baby?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm still recovering, but let's see.
Still recovering. All right. Hey, man, from the great state of Arizona, the player personnel director of the Cowboy Up podcast is our man, Mr. 18 in a row himself, Kuiper. What's up, Kuiper?
Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing?
Say, man, and from Cholo Town, the 915, Mr. Taco Wrangler himself. Brothers get shot every day. Welcome back. 21, Armando 21. What's up, baby? How you feeling?
Hey, we're chilling. Recovering. We got that whole gallbladder issue solved, but that recovery process it's a crazy one, man. But we're pulling through. So we back together, man. We got the band together. Shout out to our boy Mikey. He working. He always working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you I could have did the surgery half price, but you didn't want it, so you got what you got. That's why that recovery is so damn long, homie.
That's what it was, I think.
I told you I had you, homie. And then we got our special guest, man, all the way from Atlanta, by the way, Fort Worth, Texas, man. It's What's Your Point? What's up, Chop?
What's up, family? What's up, family? Thank y'all for having me today. Let's have some fun, bro.
Oh,
Yes,
man,
sir.
we're having fun today, bro. Say, man, this is what Cowboy Up podcast about. Let me give you our format, Chop. You've been to the barbershop. You know what happens in the barbershop, right? We get into discussions. We may agree. We may not. We may disagree. But one thing about it, except for one person down here, we all Cowboy fans, right? We all Cowboy fans. We got our own different opinions and everything. And one thing me and 21 do appreciate about you, your hat game is on point. I know different hats. So me and 21, we be battling. You see the wall in the background. Me and 21 be battling. I see your videos on TikTok. I say, man, that damn Chop, man. You got a couple of them. I see him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a few.
This is why I wanted you on it, man. I know you've been doing your series on TikTok about the Cowboys rookies this year, right? So out of the rookies and the free agent rookies that we have on the team, because we got 30 new players on the team, right? Out of all of them, Chop, which one is your favorite coming into this offseason?
Well, this may shock you, and I think we was getting ready to talk about it a few minutes ago. Trayshawn Holden.
Okay.
If you get a chance to really check this guy out, first of all, he's a Bama product. Even though he went to Oregon, he left Bama and went to Oregon. This guy kind of reminds you of a Hines Ward type of guy. Not the fastest, but the mental toughness and the yak type toughness. And the goal, he catches with his hands, and you're not just gonna arm tackle and bring him down. And he runs routes correctly. He ain't just out there freestyling. And I just really studied his game before I put him on. I was like, wait a minute. Even though this guy's on his deal is, he's on a kind of a deal because he got in trouble.
Yeah.
So they gave him an opportunity. So his chances ain't great. And getting on the field is going to be hard to get on the field. But if he gets on the field, this guy is going to do some damage. I'm sure he got some people nervous. And you know how the politics game go. If you weren't drafted, your draftees got to go first. Then your free agents got to go. And then if you get a shot, somebody get hurt, Lord forbid, then maybe you may get on the field. You may get a couple of looks. But this guy can play, man. He should make the practice squad. But other than that, the guy that I'm really looking at is that the end. Araku.
Donovan Izaraku.
Yeah.
Araku.
Hey, that's a bad boy. That's a bad boy.
Now the reason his name is Kuiper AZ, right? And we named him the player personnel director because he loves the draft, right?
Okay.
So the reason I say Mr. 18 in a row is because not last year, but not this year, but last year when we was doing our draft show, he had 18 picks in a row, including the Cowboy pick. Okay. So Kuiper, what do you think about it?
I'm still in love with Siobhan Rebel, man. I think he was the best pick for you guys. I think he's an absolute shutdown corner, and he will get a chance to show that. He will get the chance to show that.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I like Rebel when they picked him because you know how our secondary has been acting up, man. We don't know if Diggs will come back 100% or not. And, Bland, he was hurt too, and he's looking for that deal too, and everything. So Rue, out of the rookies, like I asked Chop, man, who are you more looking forward to starting this season, going into training camp? Who are you looking forward to?
I mean, obviously, there's a ton of importance with Chevelle Revel, with Revel, obviously, because that's a big need for us right now, and you have to have a secondary to be competitive in this league. But I hate to be cliche, but man, my eyes are glued to Tyler Booker. I need him to be a very, very, very good top tier right guard as soon as he walks through the door. Because I've had that for the last 10 years with Zach Martin. Like, it's hard not to want that from him. And that's a heavy crown to wear. And honestly, he's putting a big target on his back because he's been very vocal about wanting to take, the love out of football out of people's eyes and wanting to take on some of the best D tackles in the league, which he's going to get to do twice a year, every single year for the foreseeable future in this division. So it's all eyes on him for me. Yeah. Cause that's going to be a pivotal role in how this season goes, is that O-line.
I don't know if you saw the video where it was I think it was a little mini camp for some kids, it was hanging out and they were doing this little cone drill.
Yeah.
And the kid
man is a menace. That man is a menace.
He was neck and neck with him. He pushed the kid down.
Man is a menace.
It made me laugh, but then in a way, I liked it because I was like, this boy want to win at all costs, right? So even if he's just doing a little cone drill with a kid, I'm gonna win. One way or not, right? So when I saw the video, man, I thought it was hilarious. But then I thought about it in a competition setting too, right? This boy gonna compete every play. So that's all we really wanted. With him being our first round pick, is he gonna compete every play? So 21. Question to you also, man. Any one of these rookies, man, you really looking forward to starting training camp?
I'm with Brew. I guess the cliche is the Tyler Booker just because he's that number one pick. But again, it's that running back position. You guys already know that I've been big on that running back. This young running back, this rookie running back has a chance to show out, in a position that's kind of, it's going to go, I guess, what do we call it? I guess by committee. I mean, that's what it's looking like, right? So, this rookie has a chance to, show out and, try to get a spot in that running game, right? And with Tyler Booker, just like Ruth says, if this man comes out and is that rookie that we expect him to be and want him to be, again, it goes back to that running game and Blue having a chance to actually show out, right? Because we're gonna have, we're expecting to have that wall again, right? So, I really think this is a chance for that running back this rookie to show out, and this is the opportunity.
And I'm glad you brought up Blue 21. So Chop, man, what did you think about? Because at first, man, I thought this draft is going to go on again, and we don't take a runner. And they drafted Rue's boy Chop out of the University of Texas. Man, what's your feeling on my man Jaden Blue?
Jaden Blue, love him. Yeah. I love him. Now, is it every day I'm back? Not real sure. But I'll tell you who they sleeping on. That Phil Maffa. Look, it's another dog, man. Yep. This is a dog, and I'm glad they sleeping on him because I don't want them to get in a situation somebody can grab him if he don't make the 53. Hey, right. Man, this guy can play. You know what? I had the pleasure of watching this kid play in high school. He goes to a high school here by the name of Grayson High School. They're known all over the world. They're nationally known. I like what's the high school there? Oh my God, DeSoto.
Yeah.
And anyway, Top High School is where they 6th in the nation. He was the running back there. He played against my son. This guy's a beast. This guy he's a guy that can tote the rock. Now, he has accepted speed, but if he gets an opportunity, he's gonna play. I like Jaden Blue because you cannot teach speed. The guy can flat out run, and when you got speed, that just makes everybody nervous. You put him and Turpin on the field at the same time. I know I'm getting way faster, but this guy can be very complimentary. Would he start? Probably not. It's probably going to be Miles Sanders or Williams starting because of the vet, and they know the system. But this guy, good pick. I wasn't mad at the pick at all.
Okay. Yeah. And I got a question for Rue, because I know Rue's seen every snap Blue ever had at Texas and everything. This is my whole point. I'm glad we got a running back. I just don't want the Cowboys to fall in love with a veteran because he's a veteran. You know what I mean? We'll do that because we brought Zeke back because he was the veteran and this is what we needed. No, you got rid of Zeke for a reason, okay? And then we bring in 2 running backs that had injury-prone issues and everything. I thought all the free agents that the Cowboys signed was like mass units. I was just like, it was hurting.
What's that? He said mass units.
They were all hurt somewhere, okay? They were all hurt somewhere. But the question to you, Rue, okay.
I wish we had the mass theme song right now.
If Jaden Blue impress you in the preseason, would you start him over the 2 veterans? And I'm gonna ask this, I know, and be as biased as you can. I don't give a damn.
Honestly, my hope is that you get a combination of Maffa and Blue, and they just blow these guys out of the water. Because I don't believe that whatever you're gonna get from Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders is sustainable. I don't think that is a sustainable model for this team, and I don't think that these guys are gonna have the gas in the tank that you're gonna want in the latter part of the season. Blue is a speedster, can catch passes out of the backfield. Mafu is a 6'3", 230-pound monster. Like, that is a perfect 1-2 combination, and these guys have youth. My biggest thing with Blue is to just, keep both hands on that ball, baby. That's my biggest thing with Blue. Just keep both hands on that ball. We're going to be just fine. Tuck that thing up high on your shoulder, man. Like, I don't need to see that ball on that carpet. But outside of that, that's what I'm hoping for. That's the spark that I want from this offense, because the run game was a problem last season.
Yeah.
Because we didn't use, and it was the only reason it was a problem is because we didn't use it properly, and it wasn't utilized until it was like, what's the even point? Like, why are you even doing this? All that did was basically send Rico Dowdle out the door, because we all knew he was a capable back. He just never got an actual opportunity to run with the rock. Now you're sitting here with these 5th round, 7th round picks, and it's like, man, by measurable standards and by what I know they have intangibles, I know you can mold them into something. I mean, Bucky Irving was a 5th round pick. He's a starting running back in this league today. And I'm not saying that Jaden Blue is Bucky Irving, but these guys with the speed, with the ability to catch out of the backfield, he's got real tangibles. And let's not forget, one of the greatest running backs to ever do this thing was only 5'9". And this is in an era where all you did was run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Come on, Kuiper. Give me your thoughts on Jaden Blue.
I think he needs to be the complementary back to Javonte. I'm sorry. I think Javonte is the starting back because he doesn't fumble, one, and because he is the vet. There needs to be a vet somewhere in with rookies. That's just on every position in every team. You need to have one vet, at least one vet, and you can have the rookies behind him. But Javonte, dude, he's only been injured. I still love his game because I think he's a great power back. And the power back is what is making him a starter. Because don't forget the system you guys are bringing in from the Cardinals, from our offense, is a power back, run first, power scheme offense, dude. Pulls, counters, traps, all of that shit. You need a power back for that. and Javonte's gonna be that for you. Jaden Blue needs to come in and beat Miles Sanders, because Miles Sanders, he's all right, but he's not gonna be the change of pace back that the Dallas Cowboys will need. That's gonna be Jaden Blue.
Okay. All right. 21. I know you brought up Blue, but you got any rebuttal to any of this?
No, I just think that everything that we want from these backs, it always going to depend on what this line brings to us, right? This line is young. You know, we have Guyton year 2. You know, yeah. Booker now coming in, and so it's definitely a young line. But I think all these the running back, I think anybody is going to be able to thrive if we have that line that we all think we're going to have, right? So
it's not even only just that. The line is all on paper right now, right? Like we have a very young O-line. You know, Tyler Guyton, second year. Tyler Smith is the senior on this line. Well, no, that's Terrence Steele. That's Terrence Steele. But even with Steele, what is it, 5th year for him?
Yeah.
Something like that. He's not like a 10-year vet. He's a 5-year guy, something like that. And then you got Tyler, and then obviously everybody else is basically second year in Cooper Beebe, and then Tyler Booker is first year, rookie, first round overall pick.
I think the senior is Brock. I think Brock is probably the oldest.
Brock, yeah. I mean, undrafted 8th rounder in Brock Hoffman. But when you look at it, I got problems on the outside. Yeah. You're not playing no 8-man box against me. Good luck. I wish you would. I wish you would go 8-man box against me with Pickens and CD on the outside. And then if I throw in Kavonta Turpin, like you're acting up. I wish you would stick a linebacker on Kavonta Turpin, touchdown. See ya. Bye. I mean, it's like the team is different this year. That's really what it is for me. I have real threats on the outside that you have to pay attention to. You cannot ignore George Pickens. George Pickens is a 1. I got 2 1s on my offense. Say whatever you will about all the receivers that they let go in Pittsburgh and how they were all washed when they were gone. That's not the situation with Pickens.
No,
that's not the situation with Pickens. Pickens is not Juju Smith-Schuster. Pickens is not Chase Claypool. Sorry, he's not. That's not who he is. This kid's gonna come in. He's gonna produce, and what the beauty of it is, my other receivers already paid, so he's just gonna be rooting him on. It don't even matter for CD. They both gonna eat. And if my tight ends light up like I believe they can, and Brevin Spanford and Jake Ferguson and Luke Schoonamaker. Who are you paying attention to? Dak Love is tight ends. Dak Love the same.
I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, about the power we have on offense now. Chop, this question is to you. It's a hypothetical question, but I want you to think about this. With all the new weapons Dak Prescott has, do you think this is going to be a comeback MVP season for Dak if he's healthy?
Absolutely. My only reserve, which we already just talked about it, is that left tackle. That's my reserve. If that left tackle does what he's supposed to do, I don't want to say lights out, but good luck on the outside. If Guyton does what Guyton says, because I really believe Steele is going to come back because he was hurt last year. I think he's going to play well, especially with Booker next to him. Booker, that guy is I can't compare him to Zach Martin, but he's Zach Martin-ish, you know what I'm saying, with a little bit of attitude, but if Tyler does what he does, look out. Dak is going to have a great year because he's not going to have to do it himself. Of course, he's still going to have to improvise a little bit the first few games, but once them guys get in sync there, Dak is going to look good, and he don't even have to run. He don't have to run. Now, I would like him to act like he gonna run, you know what I'm saying? At least threaten like you're gonna run, because that's always a weapon, But hell yeah, I think Dak will have a great, you got 2 number 1 receivers and you got Turpin. I hope they don't make that mistake and put Jalen Tolbert over
Yeah.
Turpin. I like Turpin did well last year, but he ain't Turpin. I'm sorry. He ain't Turpin. He's bigger, but he ain't Turpin. Put the speed on the field and let it work.
So the question to you, 21. You know, everybody know I'm a Dakaholic. I'm a Dak fan. I'm not the one of those, Chop. I know Cowboy fans who absolutely hate him. He ain't never done nothing. And them the same Cowboy fans that hated Tony Romo. Them the same Cowboy fans at the end of Troy Aikman's career. Oh, he sucked. Okay, whatever. It's always what have you done for me lately for Cowboy fans. We all know that. But the question to 21, will Dak have that comeback year, man? I actually believe he will, because last year Dak did a lot of talking, right? He got hurt, all that, and it just like his first 6 games, he was throwing interceptions where he would always protect the ball, but then he got loose with it. Will he tighten it up, 21? Because I really, personally, I know I'm answering your question for you, but personally, I think he's coming back. What you think, 21?
I mean, I think we all see, I guess, in a sense, we see the stars lighting up, right? This man went and had he's got 2 babies now. He's got the whole marriage thing, right? The baby, the wife thing, we went and got this man some help as far as the receiving core. We know he loves his tight ends. Everything's there. Everything. All the stars are lined up for this man. I think this year. And again, I'll go back to that line, right? If like what's your point talked about, if we can get this line to be in sync, right? Obviously, the first week or two, right? I guess we've always said on the show about week 3 is kind of when we start seeing, where it's really gonna come out. And I think that everything is set up for him, right? Everything is set up for him to have that year again that we want him to have, right? It's just, where is Dak at? What Dak are we gonna get, right? And that's always the question. And I'm not a I guess I'm on the line right now as far as with Dak. I love him. That's my quarterback. If I'm a Cowboy fan, that's my quarterback, right? But I just think that this is the year that we need to see some elevation. Everything is there. All the stars are lined up. We have receivers. We look like we're gonna have a line. The defense, we know we have that our leader in our defense there, and it's all on this your number 1 player, which is your quarterback.
Mm-hmm. All right, Kuiper, what you actually been fair about Dak. I had to we disagree on some things, but you have been fair. So what do you think about this season? What is your expectation with Dak?
I think his season is very dependent on that offensive line, because that run game needs to be successful first and foremost, and that is dependent on the offensive line. I think the interior will play a lot better than the tackles, but if Dak Prescott in this offense can set up the play action successfully throughout the entire season, he will have a good year. But if he's just sitting back there running a Mike McCarthy pass first offense, because the run game can't be successful because you guys can't get it running, he's gonna get injured again, and he's not gonna play good. He's gonna get pressured over and over, and he's not gonna do good. The Cowboys defense is very iffy to me. I'm not sure if there's enough there, because the DTs to me still aren't there to be able to stop the run game. That's still to me a problem. So I'm not sure if this Dallas defense can give Dak the ball over and over when he had that MVP season, when he had when you guys went to the playoffs. To me, that was very much because of the defense. So he needs it's very dependent on the run game. If you guys can get that through, he will have a good season. If you can't, I don't think he's gonna have anything.
Okay. Now, Ru, I left you last. I left you last on purpose. I left you last on purpose. Ru, let's talk about Dak Prescott, Ru. Give me your thoughts, Ru, because hey, Chop, he get fired up sometimes. I had to leave him for last.
I see the vein in his neck.
Hey, he get fired up. That's why I love Ru, man. Hey, he thinks different. So, Rube, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts.
So here's my issue. Dak Prescott, by all accounts, looked like absolute shit last year. That Dak Prescott looked terrible last year. I've heard a lot of excuses made for Dak Prescott by a lot of different people, and I don't want to hear about 2023. Last year, Dak Prescott looked like absolute dog shit. And it's just like that year that a lot of people like to ignore when he snapped his leg. When he first snapped his ankle, that year, the team was at 500, and one of the wins was that ridiculous onside kick that we got by that miracle against Atlanta. It was like the craziest onside kick you've ever seen, where everybody's just frozen looking at the ball like, all right, what do we do?
Why you gotta bring the bullshit? Why you gotta bring the bullshit?
I say all that to say this. Dak Prescott has given me a lot of problems in the past because Dak Prescott has also had years where he's been an MVP caliber player. 2023 was a crazy year, y'all. Like, people act like 2023 just never happened. Like, he just didn't do that. And I get it. It ended very poorly. I understand. I went through the pain with all of you. It really fucking sucked watching the youngest team since the merger just wipe their ass with us in the playoffs at home, no less. That shit hurt. And I get it. But Dak Prescott, what are the expectations for this season? Because what are we talking about right now? We are talking about the regular season. So listen when I say this.
Okay.
What do I expect? 4,500 yards, 30 tubs, single-digit interceptions. That's what I expect.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's an unreasonable expectation. He's done that before. That's regular season Dak Prescott. But what it's going to boil down to, if you do manage with this schedule to land between 12 and 14 wins, which will be very difficult because we have a gauntlet of a schedule. Just pull it up and look for yourself. If they manage to win 12 to 14 games with that schedule, yes, you're absolutely looking at an MVP caliber season from Dak Prescott. Ideally, and I can't take all the credit from this because I did kind of steal this with Cowboys Beat. This motherfucker be talking on the phone with me and that shit just kind of happens. But ideally, if Dak Prescott had like 3,800 yards and my running backs went off for like 1,800, that would be ideal. That would be crispy. I don't even care about an MVP. Give me the longevity for the winter months in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let me save my energy for then. Because if he don't need to put up 1,000,000 yards for me. It's really what it's boiling down to right now is wins and what the hell do you do come January?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all that matters to any of us. You're the highest paid player in the league. What you do in January is all that matters now. Because let's say Dak Prescott goes for just goes absolutely crazy. 5,000 yard season, 40 tubs, 3 interceptions, divisional loss in the playoffs. Do you really give a fuck what he did in year 10? I don't give a shit. Year 9, excuse me. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Are we going into year 9 or year 10?
Not year 9. 2016 he was drafted.
So
it's like
okay.
9, 10, right? It's 16, 17. You know what I'm saying?
So, Chop, I gotta let you rebut that rebuttal.
Cool. Now, here's the rebuttal just a little bit. Now, 21 not wrong about a lot of it. However,
damn, bro.
However, when Dak does well, or whatever, let me put it like this: when Dak goes down and nothing happens with the Cowboys, I don't hear the same people saying, it's not Dak's fault.
Yeah.
They that's what I don't understand. They hate him so bad. But when he's on that field, we go 0. Now 1 year my man did win 5 games. Okay, but when Dak goes down, pretty much the whole Cowboy Nation say season over.
But here's the problem with that argument for me. Mm-hmm. That's true with any franchise. Like Chase Daniels was never going to take the Chiefs to a Super Bowl without Patrick Mahomes. You know, whoever the backup is for the Bengals isn't taking the Bengals to the Super Bowl. Whoever the backup is for the Bills isn't taking the Bills for the Super Bowl. Cooper Rush is not taking the Ravens to the Super Bowl if Lamar Jackson goes down in game 2.
No.
And these are all really good teams.
Well, I will say this. I had more confidence in the backup in Kansas City than I had the backup in Dallas because of the coaching staff was different. See, our coaching staff rely on talent, not coaching. And now we finally have coaching and we have talent. See, that's been our problem for a long time. We had talent in Dallas. We just didn't have talent in coaches. And the coaches depended on the talent of the team. It does. Sometimes you can win like that. Sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
Now we have coaching talent. And I was glad that we got the new coach that Schottenheimer came in. Because the first thing they did was strip away retreaded coaches. And the whole Cowboy Nation got mad and said, oh my God, what are we going to do? They got rid of, stop with the retreaded coaches because they have the retread mentality. Go get these young coaches, the one that's innovative, the one that would make us run. Like, I'm sorry, Arizona. I'm glad what they did with Arizona. They took a playbook out of them. They said, we're going to tie this to the run game. Excuse me. They went to Kansas City, got the same run style coach, put him involved. They put everybody involved that had a specialty in an area that we was weak in. Even coming around to the defense, Lovers said, oh, we need another D tackle. Maybe. I'm not sure we really do. Because Eberflus defenses are not a joke. And I know a lot of you don't remember, he was in Dallas. And when he was in Dallas, Anthony Spencer, DeMarcus Ware, Sean Lee, all these guys thrived. And they stopped the run when he was here. So a lot of people saying, oh, we need a D tackle. Maybe. But we don't know
when it comes to coaching staff. I 100% agree with you. You're right on the money when it comes to the coaching staff. Like I'm very excited to see what Clayton Adams does with this O-line. I'm very excited to see what Matt Eberflus does with the defense, because as bad as he was as a head coach and all this slander that's coming out again from Caleb Williams against him about how they didn't watch tape and he was all in the room by himself and nobody was there to hold his hand, whatever it was. He's a great defensive coordinator. He did great things in Indianapolis before he ever was a head coach at Chicago. So when it comes to the coaching staff, I completely agree, which is why for me, heavy wears the head that wears the crown. Dak Prescott, motherfucker, it's year 9. I'm not going to treat you like you're a third-year player like everybody around you. Yes, there's a lot riding on this offensive line. But damn it, you don't need a ton of time when you got targets like George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb who have wide catching radiuses where you only need a 3-step drop and release. Let them do the work.
I
you
agree.
can make it through the regular season with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, all I'm basically saying is none of that matters to me anymore. Mm-hmm. You can put up 1 million yards. You can break every record in the book. You can win MVP. If you don't get past the divisional and make it to an NFC championship game, I don't want to hear shit about shit from Dak Prescott.
Well, they go ways now because, like I said, if they can't score, they can't win. Now, that debacle that we've seen in Green Bay, and a lot of people call me a little conspiracy theorist, but I'm sorry. Dan Quinn sold that game. You can say what you want to say. Dan Quinn sold that game. And they know, and I think there was a bad situation that happened before that game between him and the front office as far as what they was going to plan on doing with him in the future. Okay, we playing man to man all year. Tell me why we play zone the entire year. I mean, the entire game and didn't change.
I'm not. Listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The defense played like shit in that game. But real quick, how many points did Dak Prescott give them in that game?
Oh, God.
It was about 14. So don't do that. You know what? You know what? I tell you this. I tell you this right now. Joe Burrow defense was giving up so many damn points that this man was scoring 35, 40 points a game and losing ball games. Tell me this. Is anybody telling Joe Burrow it's okay if he missed the playoffs again this year? Absolutely not. Nobody is sitting here telling Joe Burrow it's okay. And is Joe Burrow
man. That football season has been his ass.
It doesn't matter. He
Their
got to
whole
make the playoffs.
season.
gotta
I'm
make
pretty
the
sure everybody would understand though, because their organization is a whole dumpster fire, and they still don't have a defense. But they're worse than all of us. Worse than Jerry Jones. Worse than Bidwell.
And they're not. And the fact is, no matter how bad that defense is, our defense is better. Our defense is not a bad defense. Yes, we let up against the run, but damn it, you have to be able to put up points too. And I'm not going to sit here and act like that Green Bay game isn't like mostly on Dak. Also, like the defense, yes, they played like shit. But if we're going, you are the head of the snake, and you played like ass in that game. Like, don't bring up that Green Bay game. Don't do it. Don't do it. If we go drive by drive in that Green Bay game, you're not going to be happy about how it turns out. You're not. So if we have to do that, I will do it. But don't make me, because it's not pretty for your boy Dak Prescott and my boy Dak Prescott in that Green Bay game. Don't make me rehash that fucking game, because I don't want to do it. But I will.
We can agree. We can agree. If a quarterback puts up 30 points, we're supposed to win, correct?
Yes.
35 points. Yeah, you put up 35 points, you got to win the game. Yes.
Okay, let's go back and look at the schedules. How many times Dak put up 30 points and we lost?
And I don't know number off the top of my head. I don't know.
It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. When your quarterback puts up that number, he can only do so much. Defense got to stop somebody.
Yeah.
Now, he had his faults here and there. I'm not going to say he didn't. I'm just saying he played well enough to win in a whole bunch of games. But our defense could not stop a nosebleed. Why? I don't know. But we could not stop. And then it didn't help when Dak goes out and try to overcompensate for a lackluster defense. Now he's to blame. And they forget all about why
here's my only thing. There's too many times where Dak Prescott has fallen short and putting his defense in bad situations in playoff games. We're not talking about the regular season. I don't want to intermingle and mix the regular season with the playoffs. It's a totally different demon. The regular season, Dak Prescott is a monster. 4,000 yards a year, 35 tubs, 9 interceptions, 8 interceptions. That's normal. I don't care about that no more. It doesn't matter to me anymore. You're in year 9. It matters what you do in the playoffs. And in the playoffs, there's been too many times where he's put his defense in bad situations where, they're letting up 30 points because your offense is not doing what they're supposed to be doing throughout their side of the ball. I get that winning is not a quarterback stat. I get that the wins and the losses can't always fall on one person's head. But with Dak Prescott in these playoff games, there's too many situations where it's like, bro, you put yourself here because you didn't convert that third down. You didn't get that first that you needed. You gave them short yardage. You gave them a short field. You put your defense in a bad spot and you asked them to bail you out again, which they have done repeatedly in recent history. This defense is much improved since Micah Parsons got here. It's a completely different animal. Yes, we're wet tissue paper against the run, but damn it, they still get you the ball back. Well, did we stop them in the red zone? Do we get the turnovers?
Okay, let's talk about the first game, San Francisco 49 in our house. What did Deebo Samuels do to the defense? Ran right through him. Second game, Dak Prescott had one weapon because broke his leg or got hurt. Yeah, one weapon. Yeah, he didn't do it except no face by throwing that ill-advised throw to the sideline and got picked. But he had one weapon. And then in the Green Bay game, you saw what it was. So all these games.
You're talking about two different San Francisco games because the Tony Pollard game, I understand. When Tony Pollard went down, we got the wind sucked out of us in that game. That game hurt. Why do we have to rehash it? I don't want to rehash this, Chris.
I'm just saying. I'm Dak Prescott. I'm pro Dak Prescott. In the first San Francisco game, San Francisco ran over us. And Dak was not playing safety or linebacker. They ran through us. Yep. There was a whole bunch of drop balls that Dak Prescott was throwing. They ran. We were supposed to win that game. They came in there and they bully balled the hell out of us and it had really nothing to do with Dak Prescott. Yeah, it looked bad in the end because he couldn't bring them back. So now it was his fault. But the defense got they behind ran through the first San Francisco game. The second one, we all agreed.
The first San Francisco game, they had like 260 yards on the ground combined or some stupid number. I remember that game.
Dak wasn't playing safety linebacker, so we can agree to that. Second game, we had one weapon. CeeDee Lamb after. I mean, we probably would have won that game if Sony probably wouldn't have got hurt. The third game was a debacle.
I don't want to hear probably though. Just because the running back go down, that don't mean that you just play like shit for the rest of the game. You still got CeeDee Lamb. You still got Amari Cooper. You still got you. We still had players.
You said Amari Cooper.
Yeah, back then. Back then. We're not talking about today.
I know you talking about ankle.
I'm talking about back then.
Yeah. I remember that game. I felt bad for that. He couldn't get. There's nothing he could do. We couldn't stop nobody.
That's when I say this is a bomb starter. Is I always bring up Dak Prescott, right? And I did it on purpose because I knew everybody had a different opinion about it. You know, I'm on that opinion of chops. You know, sometimes your quarterback do need help from your defense, but then here in Dallas, everybody blame the quarterback for the defense. You know, everybody got to do their job, right? So when Dak is throwing, when he scored 35 and the defense give up 38. I'm like, it's still Dak Prescott fault. But then when the defense only give up 10 and we score 9, it's Dak Prescott fault. I'm like, which one is it? I'm like, which one do you want? Okay. So, but the reason I brought it up, man, because I actually think that Dak is going to have that comeback season. So you know that's my feeling. And I didn't know if 21 and Kuiper had any more else because I was gonna change subject. But the 21, y'all want to jump in on this? Any?
No, I'm with you, big fella. I want that MVP season again, right? We all want that, you know, for Dak, but I'm on the ropes of it really doesn't mean shit anymore because we need that. We need those you know, that longevity. I'd rather have him in January and hoping February one of these years, right, than have him win MVP and we're stuck in the same situation, losing in the first round or something. And you know, it's just it gets to a point and where we've seen it with Romo for many years, and we stood there and we stood by our quarterback, and then we got this young cat that came in out of nowhere and balled out, and you know, he's a quarterback and he's our quarterback, right? That's my team, that's my quarterback, but it's time for those accolades to get a little higher now.
Okay. Kuiper, anything before we move on?
I'll just say this, man. I don't think you guys are going to have the season you think that the Dallas Cowboys will. Honestly, I think you guys are going to have a mediocre season at best. Because, one, your two division rivals have better rosters than you. Not the Giants, the Commanders, and the Eagles. They still have better rosters. They have better coaching as of right now. And then you guys have a first-year head coach. In the NFL, that means a lot because there's only ever one in every 4 or 5 coaches ever make it to the playoffs as a first-year head coach, right? That's a very dramatic number that I think really means a lot. You guys, there's a lot of factors that with the schedule. There's just too many things that don't align with the Cowboys for this year that go against you guys. I'm sorry. I don't think Dak Prescott has a good year because of those things.
Yeah, this schedule, we all know that it's nothing to play with this year. We all seen the schedule and who we're playing.
Everybody's got a tough schedule though. Everybody in our division.
Yeah, that's true.
We got tough schedules. All of us.
But we've always said we got to get to a point where, because we're always the Cowboys are always that team that they can beat the bad teams, but they can't beat the good teams, right? You know, that's always the Cowboys. So this is the year where we got those tests and we got to get that stigma out the way, because that's how it's been these past few seasons. It's just we're good, but we have those games, you know, those Bengals games, you know, those trap games that we're supposed to win and we don't win. So
Yeah.
we got to
I
get over
am
that.
curious to know though, why are the Commanders so light years ahead of us? What makes them so much better than us? Where are they better
I
than
think
us?
their offensive line is better. They got Laramie Tunsil, Biades. They got Kami. I believe they just drafted a rookie for the right tackle.
Biotic is a Cowboy reject. Who else you say?
Sam Kami, Cosme, something like that. Tyler, Laramie Tunsil. I believe they just drafted a right tackle, but then they got
Jeremy
scary.
Tunsil, didn't he lead the league in holding calls last year or false starts?
He might have let that, but he's still a good right tackle. Left tackle. They got their QB to me is better. I'm sorry, Jaden Daniels is better than Dak Prescott, and their running backs are better.
And the quarterback based off of one season is better than my quarterback already.
Yes,
Based off of 1 year.
yes. I'm sorry.
Bet.
Yes.
All right. Hey, you know what? And I mean, it's too early for this. It's too early for this. But I swear, by the time let me get through preseason and all the bullshit. But I want to make a side bet with you, Kuiper. I bet you we have more wins than them this year.
I hope so, man. But you guys have so much that is riding against you. There's just too much.
They have a lot. Expectations change things. That's all I'm gonna say.
They might change things too, but they also have a better defense, man.
So are we expecting the Commanders? So is the bar for the Commanders today an NFC Championship game? Is that the bar?
No, I don't see them as that. I don't see them as that.
But they're light years ahead of us somehow.
I'm sorry, bro. I just see that their roster is better.
My receivers are better. I know that much.
Your receivers are better, but what else on offense?
I'll give you the O-line right now, only because my O-line isn't proven. But I'm telling you right now, they don't have a single Tyler Smith on that O-line. I know that much.
Cosme is Tyler Smith.
Somebody just said Cosme's out till December.
Yeah, Beats said Cosme's out till December.
If Beats said it, I believe it. And then what is it on defensive side?
Linebackers are better.
Maybe
DTs are way better.
Maybe you had me there. DTs, you definitely probably had me there. But
Cowboy Beat link is in your email. You can join us whenever.
You know what, Kay? I don't know. I think we're judging the Cowboys based on the schedule from last year for this year. No team is the same every year. Although it looks like we have a brutal schedule, I welcome the schedule. I want them to have a schedule like that.
Thank you, Chop. I said the same thing.
I don't need no easy schedule. I need that schedule right there that they present in front of us. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Dan Quinn looks real good in the first year. He did that in Atlanta, so we know how that turned out. I don't think they're judging right now. Jaden Daniels, but you gotta remember, we didn't have no film on him. We didn't have no film on the entire team.
I will say, I do love that. I do love that this is what people are saying, though. I do love that this is the narrative because people do agree with you, Kuiper. That is the public opinion on the Cowboys this year. That they're a mediocre 500 team at best. Oh yeah, they'd be lucky to get 9-10 wins. That's what people expect, and I love that about this season. What's really funny though. What's really funny to me, and God bless, I got distracted because I got excited because Corner was in here. And I knew I was going to hear something crazy. But damn it, I forgot what I was going to say. Son of a bitch. Forget it. Go ahead.
What it is you got blinded by Corner's brand new head.
I did. He came in here looking all dapper and debonair, so I was like, shit. I got distracted.
Let me introduce you to an official but unofficial member of the Cowboy Up podcast. He has his own thing. Remember, I told you the number one hater of Dak Prescott in the world, and he gonna tell you I don't hate him because he don't know him. He just don't like the player. This is my man, Cowboy Corner. He's hey, fresh from Texas, man. What's up, Corner?
Oh, you got that right. Say that again. Fresh from where?
Fresh from Texas with your Whataburger and everything. I know it.
Man, it was good stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm good. So, listening to the show, I got a little preoccupied. Shout out to everybody. Mondo, I'm glad your surgery went well. Rue was good. was your point. What's the good, brother? Good to see you. Big
Good,
fella
homie.
Chris.
Good.
I would say what's up to Kuiper, but Kuiper being a hater, damn, I'm match energy.
Bro, I'm not trying to be a hater, man. I
He's
just
like, I'm
I'm
not
the
trying to be a
mediator, okay?
hater.
I'm fair with it, dude. That's it.
He's like, I ain't got a dog in this race, but I hope you both lose all your games.
Exactly. Like, come on, man. I hate the Commanders. Trust me, I hate them.
He
I
says we
fucking
got
hate
so much.
Kingsbury.
He says we got so much against us, right?
Yes.
But he has yet to say Jaden Daniels could have a sophomore slump. He has yet to mention what's up against the Commanders. He has yet to say, hey, they got a year of film on Jaden Daniels. He has yet to say, man, Cowboys and Commanders, that's a good East game. Cooper Rush almost beat them. They were one play away from beating the Commanders with Cooper Rush. He forgets to mention the good stuff. He always wants to be, negative, go Nancy. But don't call Sally Sue. There's no bitch in me, all right? I'm going to tell you how it is. The Cowboys are better than the Commanders, and that's just facts. Period. The Commanders has just as much odds, as you like to say, stacked against them than the Cowboys do.
But they don't have a first-year head coach.
Bro,
they don't have a first-year head coach, man.
I think a sophomore slump is bigger than a rookie head coach.
Dude, I would take a sophomore slump from Jaden Daniels more than another year of Dak Prescott from last year. If Dak Prescott plays the same as last year, Jaden Daniels would still be better.
Are you going off playoffs? You going off regular season?
Regular season.
And you have
Dak Prescott was the way last season.
And you haven't kept up with
last
Dak
year. Last year.
I was saying last year. I've been saying last year. I would rather have Jaden Daniels slump from last year than another year of Dak Prescott if he played as the same as last year.
If my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. Well, what is all these what ifs?
You were saying what ifs.
What are these what ifs?
Jaden Daniels has a sophomore slump. What if Jaden Daniels gets better?
And if my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. What if what?
Corner.
What if what?
You've been saying what ifs yourself, man. You can't just say what ifs on me only.
If we're talking about last year, Dak Prescott, 2024, 2025, Dak Prescott. Snap the hamstring off the bone, Dak Prescott last season. He did not play well last year, man. He was 2 picks a game.
Tell me what the running back statistics were in those games.
God awful. Not good.
He has a better running game. And Kuiper,
that remains to be seen.
Line. I know you don't like to hear that, but Dak Prescott has a better offensive line right now than what he did last year.
No, he does. I've been saying that he does. Yeah, you gotta agree with that 100%. And he has a way better running system.
So
I've been saying that run the ball. I've been saying that every podcast that we've done.
Hold on, Cowboy Beat is it? Hey,
he gonna explode. He gonna pop down there.
Cowboy Beat is from Pennsylvania, in the heart of the country. Go ahead, Cowboy Beat.
All right, so I have a question. You essentially said the Commanders are better, pretty much because you say they're better.
Like you said why they're better.
No, hold up, because I let you speak, my friend. You're talking about their defensive. They don't have a pass rush. Who are their edge rushers? Tell me who their defensive ends are on that football team. Exactly. You don't need to do that with the Dallas Cowboys. You don't need to tell me who their defensive tackles are.
They got Deron Payne.
Anybody else?
They got Newton, a second-year DT that they drafted from the first round.
Okay. Did he do anything in the NFL so far?
It's his second year.
Exactly.
I don't know what he's at. And he also played behind, what's his name? The Jonathan Allen. He was playing behind Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. He didn't get a chance to show anything.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, you can't sit here and say that their defensive tackles are significantly better because
who are the Dallas Cowboys DTs?
Deron Payne, or not Deron Payne, Oso Diazua and
He's a
Mozzie
pass
Smith.
rusher. Mozzie
So
Smith is
Deron
trash.
Payne.
You can't
We
bring
have to admit
Mozzie
Mozzie
Smith
Smith
back.
is trash.
Hold up. You just brought up Jerzon Newton, who did absolutely like nothing in his rookie season. So how are you going to say that Mozzie Smith is trash? And that
Because Mozzie Smith wasn't a rookie.
Yeah, but still though, you're projecting with Jerzon Newton. That's not a guaranteed thing that he's going to be better.
But at the same time, again, he was playing as a third tackle. Mozzie Smith has been playing as a starter. And he's been trashed.
But regardless of what you say, that is not a significantly better defensive tackle room. It's not, and the Cowboys added Solomon Thomas as well. Like Solomon Thomas is a
Solomon
very
Thomas is
solid-
trash.
Well,
No, he's
yeah, well,
trash.
that's just a lie. Well, I mean, that's just a lie.
He played for the Niners. I played against him. We've played against. I've seen him play. He is not good.
Hold up. You just sat here and told me that Jerzon Newton is a second-year player, and you're projecting that he's going to make a jump. Something that has not happened yet. Solomon Thomas made a jump and became a good football player. He's not elite. He's not great. This year, for the past 3 years, he's been
trash.
better. He went to the 49ers, and he didn't work out there, and then he went to the Jets, and he was a much better player. He's a much better player with the Jets. But even besides the point, who's going to be rushing the passer for that football team? We know they're not going to stop the run because that's a Dan Quinn defense. We know they're not going to stop the run. They're one of the worst run
Their
defenses.
DTs are run stoppers. They have Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu. Their linebackers are good.
Hold up. You just said defensive tackles that are Deron Payne and Jerzon Newton are run stoppers.
Deron Payne is a good run stopper, yes.
So
Deron Payne is a very good run stopper.
No, you said they're defensive tackles, not Deron Payne. You said they're defensive tackles. So that includes Jerzon Newton. Jerzon Newton is awful against the run. Awful. He was awful against the run at Illinois. And guess what? He's probably going to be awful in the NFL against the run.
But you're projected, so then you're going to project that as much as I'm going to project too.
But okay, until he becomes a better run defender, you cannot sit here and say that he's a good run defender because he's not. He is an awful.
Deron Payne is a good run stopper. Okay, Jerzon Newton might not be, but Deron Payne still is the way better run stopper as a DT than anybody the Dallas Cowboys has.
Okay,
and that's shown because the Dallas Cowboys defense with Osa and Mozzie Smith has been one of the worst run defenses in the entire NFL. That has been shown year after year.
The Commanders were literally like bottom 5 in run defense last year, so I don't know what you're getting at here. You're talking about the Cowboys' run defense. The Cowboys' run defense last year was better than the Commanders' run defense. It was. If you watch the games, the first few games for the Cowboys when it came to run defense were god-awful. But then they got it together and they played much better run defense. So if you're talking about run defense, the Commanders do not have better run defense than the Cowboys based off what we saw. And they got worse at defensive tackle this year. The Commanders, they lost Jonathan Allen. Also, I want to ask you this question, right? So you're talking about, that there's a gap between the Cowboys defensive tackles and the Commanders, even though there's not. Like, they have better defensive tackles, sure. Let me ask you this question. Do they have a defensive end as good as Micah Parsons?
No. Micah is one of the best, yes.
Do they have a defensive end as good as Dante Fowler? Because that was their best defensive end last year. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the Commanders' defense is awful. What are they good at? They're not good at stopping the run. Their secondary is mediocre. At best, it's mediocre. Their pass rush is god-awful.
Hey,
and then you bring up Jane Daniels. I ask you this question. I believe that Dak in 2019, 2021, I would even say 2022, 2020, and 2023, I don't believe Jaden Daniels had seasons as good as them. Even in 2022.
Championship. He got his team to the NFC Championship as a rookie.
Did he get his team there, or did his team get there?
If you're telling me that their roster is pretty shit, that their defense is shit, I would say then he probably got them there.
Okay, how many turnovers did Jared Goff have?
Jared Goff.
He had 4 turnovers in that game. Yeah, no, this is contact.
So then you're just retelling. You're saying that their defense.
You're saying that Jaden Daniels drug his team to the NFC Championship game, but their defense had 4 turnovers that game.
Okay, so his defense stepped up, but that doesn't mean that he didn't play good.
You don't think that that's important?
I do think it's important, but I've also seen what Dak Prescott has done in the playoffs.
I can tell you this right now: if you give Dak Prescott 4 turnovers in that Green Bay game in 2016 or 2017, I believe it is, he's getting an NFC Championship as well. You give him 4 turnovers in that 2019 game against the Rams, they're getting an NFC Championship game. You give him 4 turnovers against the San Francisco 49ers in 2023, they're getting to the NFC Championship game. You can't just say, "Oh, well, just because
he didn't get 4 turnovers every game." Quit harping on that. It's not like he got 4. It's one game. He had to win 2 games to get there.
No,
he was a damn wild card.
No, I get it. So they went to Tampa Bay and lost or beat a Tampa Bay team that the Dallas Cowboys beat. The Dallas Cowboys with Cooper Rush beat that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. That was a slightly above average team. Look, I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit for that for sure. But if you're saying that he drugged that team to the NFC Championship game, it's just a lie, because that literally cannot be the case if your defense gives you 4 turnovers.
Well, I like Washington defense was different last year. That Washington defense helped them out a lot, but I get where Kuiper's coming from. Is this man took his team to an NFC Championship, and our guy hasn't.
It's a team accomplishment. It's a team accomplishment.
So would you say that Dak Prescott hasn't choked in the games you guys have played in the playoffs?
Which games has he choked in?
How about the Green Bay game? Look, Corner can tell you exactly those games.
No. Hold on, because I want him to answer.
Which ones?
No, you're not talking to Corner. You're talking to me. I want you to answer this question.
How about 2 pick sixes in the Green Bay game?
He didn't have 2 pick sixes, but no, I'll give you that. Yeah, he didn't play well in the Green Bay game. Give me another game.
They scored again right now. They just scored again. Green Bay just scored again.
Hey. All right.
Hold on. I only got a second. Hey, hold on. I got a second, real quick.
No. We're not holding on a second. He's going to answer my question.
Fuck you, B. This is my show. Hold on. You got your fucking platform. This is mine. Hold on.
I'm trying to get him to answer this question because I'm trying to make a point here.
All right, go.
So you said the Green Bay game. Tell me another game.
Bro, I can't bring up the stats because I'm not a Cowboys fan like that.
Good. Say San Francisco twice, Papas. Boom. There you go. Twice.
Even in that first even in those games, I would say, yeah, Dak didn't play well in those games, but I don't think he
well, what does that mean? When your quarterback isn't playing in the playoffs,
let's not do that, bro. I'm not gonna let you sit here and make excuses for the San Francisco games and no.
Yeah, no, we ain't pulling out our Bibles today. We're not gonna have the Dak witnesses in church.
We're not gonna do
that. Even if you want to say that, he's played in 7 playoff games. He has played well in over half the playoff games that he's played in. That is not
if he played good, okay. The Dallas Cowboys defenses, okay, in the years that they have gone there, were pretty good defenses. Those Dallas Cowboy defenses were fucking good. They were in the top of the leagues.
Yeah, and the special teams.
Why didn't they play good against the Packers then?
They did for the entire half until they actually came back, and that was dude. Dak Prescott did not play good. That's the end of the line. That's
kind of like the whole timeline of the Arizona Cardinals.
Jaden Daniels played good enough. He played good. He didn't throw the turnovers. Even if his defense got him 4 turnovers, he didn't do bad.
But here's my only problem with that. When you say that, but you tell me in the same breath he dragged his team there. So why is the expectation not for him to go back?
Because
the expectation is not for them to go back. I don't expect them to go back to the conference championship.
Man. I don't either.
Not only that, like when you even if you want to go down position by position, for the Commanders, even if you say Jaden Daniels is better than Dak, okay. Offensive line comparable, running backs, okay. Commanders. Receiving, yeah, that's what I said. Receiving core, Cowboys by a lot because Deebo Samuel is
not
awful.
by a lot.
Deebo Samuel is awful.
Did you see?
He's the number one. He's the number one according to Rue. He's the number one.
Did you see C.J. Anderson running routes for them at the training camp? Oh, I'm sorry. It looked like C.J. Anderson. It was actually Deebo.
No, I think it's the Cowboys by a wide margin.
But you're disrespecting Scary Terry like that, dude. It is not by a lot.
No, I'm not
Scary Terry.
He's never been scary for Trayvon Diggs or Deron Bland. What are we saying now? Scary Terry, my ass.
I'm not disrespecting Scary Terry.
I will.
I'm disrespecting Deebo Samuel because I think Deebo Samuel is really is a really bad football player.
But when Deebo Samuel gets in a good system as a running back, like he will for
system, timeout in a good system.
Yes,
he's only been in a good system. He's only been in Old Miss and fucking and San Francisco. That's the only team we've seen him in.
Wait, hold up, bro. So
I only got a little bit of time.
So you're saying for him? You're saying
hold on. Go ahead, Mike.
Real quick. So Mondo, you do 2 call no shows, and all of a sudden you work for the Department of Sanitation. You're handing out trash cans everywhere, but you're wearing a fucking Cardinal jersey, and then fucking beat the most optimistic share in fucking TikTok. Tyler Guyton is gonna do good. Tyler, and then you go off and then you make these TikToks off of every damn news conference, and you're dangling off Schottenheimer a little too much.
Hey.
And Chris, it pisses me off when I'm not on here and I can't be on here for a full show. You get fucking guests I want to talk shit to. I love you. See you in a month.
My team is trash, but you don't gotta say it like that.
Hey, Chop. Mikey is a part of the show. You saw the introduction. He had some things to go. He had some things to do tonight. All right, go ahead, Beat. Finish what you were saying, Beat.
So you essentially told me that for Deebo Samuel to be a good wide receiver, he needs to play running back.
Yeah, because that's what he's been his entire career. When they moved him away from that, he was pretty trash.
So he's not a good wide receiver.
He's a gadget player.
But I mean, like,
in their offense, that's what Kingsbury loves to use, is a gadget player.
Who was their gadget guy last year?
Their gadget guy, they didn't have one. That's why they brought in Deebo Samuel.
Is Deebo Samuel better than Kevontae Turpin right now? Because I really don't think he is.
No.
I don't believe he's better than
question.
Think
about it. Now, that is a good question because you can't discount Deebo when he's healthy.
Deebo, bro, is a good gadget player. I've played against him, and like when he gets used as the gadget player, Deebo Samuel is elite.
This is
after
not
the catch.
San
After the catch.
See, here's the thing, though. Here's my problem with that.
I don't know who Deebo will be. I'm sorry, B. Go ahead.
This is my problem with that argument. You're saying that he's a good gadget player. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are just really freaking good wide receivers.
I'm not saying that. I agree with you that the Dallas Cowboys wide receivers are better, but not by that much of a margin.
No, it's by a gap. And even if you want to say Deebo and Terry McLaurin, you can go down the line of the Cowboys receivers when you talk about Tolbert and Turpin as well. It's not just CD and George Pickens. It's CD, George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert, Kevontae Turpin. Like, yeah, Jalen Tolbert isn't some elite, awesome wide receiver, but for a wide receiver 3, he's pretty much as good as you'll get for a wide receiver 3. And then Kevontae Turpin is, to me, an elite gadget player. I don't know elite, but borderline elite gadget player. So that's where I draw the line, and I kind of say, like, yeah, nah, I can't rock with the.
All right, Chop.
I
What were you thinking before Beat went?
No, I was just saying that I think Debo best time was in San Fran. He will not go to Washington and do that San Francisco stuff. It won't go down like that. I mean, yeah, he's talented, but Shanahan's offensive, if you have followed him, this guy is incredible. I hate him to death, but this guy is incredible the way he designed plays, and he got the best out of Debo and whoever else was on that team. Debo will come to Washington. He will not be the same Debo that we know him as in now. Can he play? Yes. Is he injury prone? Yes. It's going to happen. He is injury prone. It's not going to work for him well. He'll start out okay, but he robbed him. He went out there and got that money because they had a whole bunch of money left over. So he went out there and signed with him. He won't be the same guy.
He might not be the same, but he will be used the same. Might not be the same player, but he's gonna be in the same role. I know that Kingsbury system, man. We ran it here in Arizona. I fucking hated it. I hated it so much. And we didn't have a gadget player like Debo, but Kingsbury is gonna have that gadget player. So I'm not saying he's gonna be an elite Debo level, but he's gonna be okay for that. He's not gonna be some bum.
Well, if they use him as a gadget player, I will give him about 7 games.
Here's my only thing. I don't think. Go ahead.
1 second. This is what brought Beat and Corner off the bench when we were talking about Washington being well ahead of the Cowboys. Okay, that's how this conversation got started. Right, that's what brought them off the bench. Okay, so with everybody playing basically the exact same schedule, and you still say these two teams. I may give you the Eagles just because they won the Super Bowl. I will, but we all know there's no repeat champions in the NFC East.
No,
there's no repeat champion the last 20 years. So that's just a trend. So the question to the group, whoever want to go first, I interrupted Ruth so he can go first. So is there really that much of separation, like Kuiper said, in your mind, Ruth?
Oh, can I defend that though?
Yeah,
can I defend my part? The only reason why I say that, okay, because there is no repeating in the NFC East, okay. So that immediately takes the Eagles off, but they're still a great team. Howie Roseman is still the best GM in the NFL. Okay, so immediately I still have them as a wild card at the very least. The Cowboys have a first-year head coach, and that still means something, man. Like first-year head coaches don't traditionally do well. You'll only ever get one, maybe one in every NFL season to go to the playoffs.
What was Dan Quinn with the Commanders last year?
He's not a first year. Dan Quinn has been a head coach before.
It's the first year with the Commanders. I mean, he got ran off as a head coach.
He's talking about first year.
First year as a head coach. As a head coach. Dan Quinn has been a coach before. First year actual head coaches don't do that good. That's why, to me, there is separation. Because one, the Commanders, all of you guys have the same schedule. So let's just take that out. But they already have something writing for them that the Eagles will not repeat, and that the Cowboys have a first-year head coach.
I will say this: 20 years ago, when there was a repeat, it was the Eagles that did it. So just throwing that out there.
Hey, shut up.
Outside of that,
Shut up.
outside of that, motherfucker, the truth is the truth. Like, if we're gonna say, like, if anybody has a chance to repeat, it's the Eagles, because that Eagles team is a stacked team. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's just unthinkable for that to happen. But I just want to address the receiver thing real quick. I don't think anybody in like casual market would think it was absolutely crazy to get 1,000+ from Pickens and CD Lamb this season. I don't think anybody would think that was out of the ordinary for this offense. I bet you there's a good chance that you don't get 1,000 apiece from that heavy passing offense from the Commanders at a Debo and Terry McLaurin. They're going to be looking for somebody young to step up in that offense, and I'm pretty sure
that's scary. Yes, though.
That's my assumption from that team. My biggest thing about them is they got too many expectations, and I don't believe that they're just going to come in and repeat like they did last year. They overachieved last year. Those things happen. If they repeat and do it again, then it's something to look at. But until they can win their games by within a touchdown margin more than half the time, come on. Like every game they played last year was close. Hell, one of them was a Hail Mary. They had a lot of fluky games last year that might go their way this year, might not. And expectations, again, change everything when it comes to this sport. They've had another year to watch these guys. And really, when I hear you talk about Schottenheimer in his first year, this man has been around this league for 20+ seasons. He's hired a bunch of professionals around him. He's hired a former head coach to be his DC. And I feel really, really good. And I think you even feel really, really good about Andy. What is it? Kaufman. The OC.
Yeah.
So,
Adams,
excuse me. Clayton Adams. God bless. Clayton Adams. I'm just making up names, I guess.
I'm making up names.
Right? I just threw something out of my ass, like literally just there you go. Whatever the fuck his name is, the OC. Clayton Adams. But I'm just saying, like, this team, the biggest difference between what we have this year and last year is the pieces. Because last year we felt like we had no pieces. I got like a bag of air, and it was, you get that bag of Lay's and all you get was air in that motherfucker. Like that's what it felt like last year. This year don't feel like that for me. It all really boils down to that O-line, how it performs, and Dak Prescott. But when it comes to within the division, the Giants only scare me because that defensive front, I don't give a shit who you are. That defensive front is scary, boy. Them boys can pass rush. The Eagles are the Eagles are the Super Bowl champions. I got to go through the Eagles. It is what it is. And the Commanders feel very beatable to me. I mean, Cooper Rush is within a touchdown with no one on the field. I mean, was Micah even on the field? How many injuries did we have last year and still managed to strangle together 7 wins? It pissed me off because I didn't even want the damn 7 wins. I wanted like 2. I didn't want them. I didn't want the 7 wins.
We could end up with that motherfucker from Jacksonville.
So when you guys do say that I'm holding him to a high standard, I'm not really holding the Commanders to a high standard. I'm just saying they're my pick to win the NFC East just because of those things that I said. But I don't think that they're going to repeat and then they're going to go to the NFC Championship. I don't think that shit, because one, that Lions game, they played the most depleted playoff roster that there has ever been. That entire defense was on IR. They lost people left and right. So that's the only reason why they won that shit, honestly.
Hold up. I thought Jane Daniels was the reason why they won it.
He beat the Lions. He did good. He beat them. Okay? I didn't say he did bad.
You just told me that the reason why the Commanders won that game was because the Lions were depleted. You just said that.
I never said he was the reason why they beat them. I said he did good in the playoffs.
Let him make it beat. God damn.
Cowboy corner. Corner.
I just.
What's up? What's
No,
up? What's up?
But see, here's my thing. I'm sorry, Chris. I just have to ask him this question. Okay, like you're saying that the Cowboys are going to be a mediocre football team. What does that mean? What is because people now have different definitions for mediocre. They think winning 12 games in a season is mediocre when it's just not.
Nope.
What does mediocre mean?
8 to 9 wins.
You think they're going to win 8 or 9 games? Why?
Yes.
Like what is the deficiencies with this roster that's making you feel this type of way?
That the offensive line is very, very young and very dependent on the development of Tyler Guyton when he's in a position that he's not natural in. And then you're relying on a rookie offensive guard to replace an absolute legend in the NFL. Okay. That offense, to me, that offensive line is a boomer bust. 1. 2, the defensive tackles still have not been addressed. That has still not been addressed. And that will be a reason why you guys lose games next year again, just as it was last year.
Okay, so you're talking about the offensive line. You're saying that it's boomer bust. I actually completely disagree with you. I think that if Tyler Guyton is probably going to be an okay player this year. If he's an okay player this year, they have a really good offensive line. Because you're talking about Tyler Booker. Dude, watch the Alabama tape. That guy's going to come in day one and be a good right guard in the NFL.
I hope he does, man. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just trying to be fair. I really believe that Tyler Smith should be the left tackle, Guyton should be right tackle, and you guys would have an offensive line beast. But you're hoping that an rookie offensive guard comes out to replace a legend.
But you're saying replace a legend like Zach Martin played last year. He played like 4 games last year, and he was banged up and beat up pretty much every game he played. So
yeah, but we're not looking for last year's production either.
And Zach Martin, and to be honest with you, Zach Martin wasn't even that good last year. Like he wasn't. Like he played in that Lions game, and that was like legitimately one of the worst. That was the worst game I've ever seen Zach Martin play. Right. Like that was awful.
Right. And as a result, your guys' offensive line that shit was not good.
On this damn show.
So let's do this. Let's reset. I love our last show before training camp. I invited all these people so I can get this fire for this last show. I did it on purpose. So Cowboy Corner, you've had this look on your face for a while, and it seemed like you wanted to jump in. You're being patient. What are you thinking, Corner? I need you, Mike. Tell me, what are you thinking, Mike? Tell me.
I think Kuiper lives in a marijuana legal state. All right, I think he's smoking the devil's lettuce. All right, that's what I'm thinking. I think he's smoking the devil's lettuce. Look,
tell me why.
He has the Commanders winning the NFC East. Kuiper, one question for you, dog. Where do the Cowboys rank? Where do you think the Cowboys rank? Week 18, season's over. Where do they rank in the NFC East?
In the NFC East, I would say middle of the pack.
So what's middle of the pack, 2 or 3?
And then, 3.
So we're going third place.
Yes.
And how many games do you have the Cowboys winning and with us being third place?
8 to 9.
8 to 9. 8 to 9 games. Okay. Well, I got us winning 12. And I got us winning the NFC East, baby. That's what I got us. All right. Look, we could talk about Schottenheimer as much as we want to talk about Schottenheimer. But there's a difference between Schottenheimer and Mike McCarthy right off rip. Schottenheimer hasn't lied to us. Schottenheimer said, we're running the football. They go get Clayton Adams. They go get Connor Riley. They go draft Tyler Booker. They get Cornelius there later in the draft. Then, before the draft, they bring in 2 other free agents to go help solidify this line. Then you got Awesome Richards, right? We keep talking about this guy and this guy. There's no penciled-in starter. Don't sleep on Awesome Richards, all right? Don't sleep on the guy we drafted last year. What the hell's his name? Somebody help me out. Jonathan. Is it Jonathan? Jonathan. No. What the guy we drafted last year?
No.
6th round. Cowboy Beat. You do 50 videos a day. You don't know this guy's name? What's his name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
my offensive lineman.
Yeah, we drafted him last year. Nathan Thomas. God damn it, I'll do it myself. Don't sleep on Nathan Thomas. All right. So you look at this line. You're looking at Tyler Guyton and you're looking at Terrence Steele as like they got competition behind them. Period. Point blank in the discussion. Connor Riley, Lincoln, and Clayton Adams are going to get the best 5 out there. There's no favorites. I don't care who it is because Schottenheimer been on this team for 3 years, and that goes for Mozzie Smith too. Mozzie Smith is in this conversation. When Schottenheimer, and Matt Eberflus and Clayton Adams are sitting here watching this film together, they can't tell me that Mozzie Smith is the best guy at that position. And be honest with me, right? They can't tell me that Terrence Steele is the best at that position and look at me in the eyes and tell me and be honest with me, right? There's competition here. There's training camp. That's what I'm optimistic about. I like the depth and the competition here. It's far better than anything that the Commanders have. All right? You keep saying Dan Quinn this. Jaden Daniels this. Well, guess what? Jaden Daniels' mama's in his pockets, and he will have a sophomore slump, all right? Period, point blank in the discussion. Allegedly, don't come sue me. So, what I got to say to this, Chris, is there's optimism in the air. You can't tell me that a team that went 12-5 3 years in a row and their star players are still on this team are just going to crumble because they got a new head coach. If the Dallas Cowboys they were injured. Now let me finish. I'll let you talk. If the Dallas Cowboys stay healthy, let me say that again, Kuiper. Spoken on the devil's lettuce. If the Dallas Cowboys can stay healthy, this team will win the NFC East, and that's on period. Thank you guys for having me.
I love corner. God,
do you think Dak Prescott can stay healthy for a whole year?
Hey, I
with the right line and with the right running backs, you damn right.
All right. Beat, I heard you had to run. So, Beat, give us your final thoughts before you get out of here, Beat.
Cowboys corner, you're my hero.
I mean,
no. You want to know what? I do. I do have a final thought. Hey, Rue, what was the score?
Hey, don't you start with your bullshit and your Buckeyes. Fuck you. Hey, you know what, Chris? How many days has it been since they beat the Wolverines? Real quick.
2,000 and 21 days since Ohio State has ever beat Michigan.
And you can suck that Wolverine dick on your way out, motherfucker.
Hey, are you?
Damn.
Did you realize it, Rue?
I did.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Oh, he left. I was going to bring him back.
They know I'm a big Wolverine fan, and Cowboy Beat is a big Ohio State Buckeye fan. So that's where that went.
And I'm a Texas fan, and I see them Buckeyes week 1.
So
shit. And I knew what he was about to do. He was about to do his Shannon Sharp nonsense, talking about he was going to beat me in 5 or whatever.
Yeah. So Chop, I invited you. I told you before we started, this is the barbershop, right? I told you. And you can see how left it could go real quick, right?
Love it.
Hey, so this like I tell Corner, like I tell Beat, anybody who join our show, man, anytime you want to come on, it's fire. What up, AJ from the Cowboy Can fan? My bro is all the way in Canada. AJ, what's happening, baby? so man, this is my final subject. This is my final subject, and I'll let y'all make it because I know Chop is on that East Coast time. I'm on that West Coast time, so it's still a little sun outside. I'm looking outside right now. Yeah, it's still sun out here. So we good, man. Final subject. Okay, about our boys. Okay, training camp has started. will Micah have his contract before the season start? We'll start with Chop. We'll start with you, baby.
All right, I'm gonna say this, and then I got to dip real quick. Okay, yeah, Micah have his he's gonna have his contract. You know, Jerry Jones is back to the marketing type thing. I think the deal is already done, but they only want to announce it at a certain time. They was always gonna do it. It's just the Jerry way of how he does things, and it's just a market. And I know a lot of people say, "Hey, you need to get that guy paid before this other guy get it." Now that doesn't mean anything to the Dallas Cowboys marketing team, and we can talk about it all day, you know, every day. But Dallas Cowboys brand is a marketing brand, and they do things for the market. They don't care nothing about that extra dollar they may have to pay Michael Parsons by waiting. But yeah, he will definitely be paid before that. If he doesn't, I have the right to change my mind. It will be before game 1.
All right. Chop, tell everybody, man, where they can find you, man, before you go.
First of all, hey, I appreciate you guys bringing me in. You guys are a barrel of fun, a lot of fun, funny as hell. But y'all can find me on that TikTok on What's Your Point. You can find me on YouTube. What's Your Point? I go by the Point Man. So you know you'll see Chop, aka the Point Man. You know, just check me out. I'm on something. I'm on Instagram the same way, Chop, aka Point Man. But y'all will see me on here a lot. So we'll be talking. I got all y'all now. So we're gonna be y'all let me in the circle in the barbershop.
Hey, and always fucking town for life, Chop.
Fucking town all day. I'll be back in 817. It ain't gonna be long. It ain't gonna be long. It'll be 2 years. 2 years. I'll be back in 817.
All right, man. Hey, man, thanks again for jumping on with us, brother.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Y'all keep that good stuff going, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Peace. All right. So, all right. Question to you, Kuiper. What about Michael, man? Will he be signed before the season start, or is they gonna play this game?
Truthfully, man, I don't think he does.
Okay. Tell us.
I don't think before the season. I think it's gonna be in season. Something like I don't see any movement in it until Trey Hendrickson gets his deal done. I think that's what Jerry Jones is waiting for. And I don't think Trey Hendrickson gets signed at all. I think they're gonna end up trading him or some stupid shit because that organization is the worst in the NFL. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think he really does. It's just a feeling. I don't really have any other reasoning than Trey Hendrickson.
All right, corner. You had that look. You was about to snatch the damn microphone off the wall, or you gonna do something. Corner. Tell me what you're thinking, corner.
Micah gets signed at training camp. Period. Point blank. And I don't know what Homeboy was talking about he's already signed. Micah's not signed. If Micah was signed, he would have been practicing at OTAs and getting down this offense. He did a little practice, but he wasn't participating 100%. But I think he gets signed when our Dallas Cowboy players get signed, and that's at training camp. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott was of the exception. For Cowboy fans that follow Cowboys religiously, we know that training camp is where they get signed.
All right. 21 Armando. Give me your thoughts, man.
I'm a corner. I think we've all seen the signings and they go down. I think the one we kind of saw was the whole Dak where they waited right. What is it like before game time, right? But yeah, I think he gets signed during training camp. Jerry's. I kind of get what's your point was talking about. Is Jerry's just waiting for that right moment, right, where he can tally up those dollar signs, right? And I think training camp popping up right in the middle of, I guess you call it a no sports zone, right? There's really nothing going on. So I think this is perfect time, and Jerry's probably ready to strike sooner than later. So I think Michael gets signed before or during training camp.
I figure 21. All right, retro.
I think the only thing that's really weird about this is that he's going to be there the whole time. I don't think he's going to miss any time. I think he's going to show up to training camp. He might not participate all the way, but I think he's going to be there, which is abnormal. Because I mean, nobody before him was showing up to camp. They were just waiting at home for the contract. Everything from CD to Zeke to, I mean, everybody before them They weren't showing up to camp, and that's I guess the only oddball thing for me. I feel like it's going to be a witching hour thing, though. I feel like it's going to be drug out to the end of this till right before the season starts, because I think he's going to allow that to happen in a sense. Because I don't think he's going to put any kind of pressure on them. I think he wants to be a Cowboy. I think he's going to stay here, and I think that he's going to end up showing up to camp, and they're just going to end up working it out right before the witching hour, just to make sure that he gets through, everything leading up to the season. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the way it went down at all.
All right, man. Look, we've everybody on the show know we're taking a hiatus. Everybody gonna reload and refresh. We're gonna be back when training camp starts. Plus I'm doing that move thing. Leaving San Francisco, headed to the Great Northwest, going up to Seattle, man. I'm gonna be camped up there for a minute. So this is our final thoughts for a couple of weeks. So we'll start with Kuiper, man. Kuiper, give us your final thoughts, baby.
All right, I got two things. All right, one, I want y'all to know, okay, I hate the Commanders just as you. Plain and simple, I do. All right, I hate the Commanders and I hate the Eagles because of their fans. So really, I have no skin in the game. I'm just being fair. Okay, that's all it was. But number two, god damn, man, fuck SGA. Fuck Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He is the worst thing for basketball, man. Too many times we see superstars like this get that treatment. He's literally fucking Derrick Henry stiff arming everybody to get off of him and then shooting a mid-range. It's the worst thing for basketball. They did not deserve that championship. Pacers should have won that shit before Game 7.
Yeah.
It should have been over. But no, the NBA is so rigged that they gave it to him. They just gifted it to him. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. Cowboy Corner, man. Give us your final thoughts, man.
Look, they're taking a hiatus, talking crazy. Will be in full effect on Cowboys Corner right here on the tubes. And who knows, one of these guys over here, outside of Kuiper, he's a Cardinal fan, will be invited to talking crazy. All right. And so, hey, check this out. There's a lot of things to be worried about. There's a lot of things to be more than a lot of things to be optimistic about. And as we know with the Dallas Cowboys, the bipolar Cowboys, it really can go one or two ways. And we've seen it plenty of times. But how the story ends is when we get there, we choke. And that's just what it is. But there's a new regime. There's a new culture. All right. And when the ownership is talking about the culture that Schottenheimer's bringing to the Dallas Cowboys, you have to listen, because Stephen Jones hasn't talked about culture at all up until Schottenheimer got here and started changing and turning and doing all the right things. Right. So a lot of things to be optimistic about. Cowboy Up podcast. Enjoy your vacation. Enjoy it. Rue, big fella, Chris, Mikey. When I see Mikey in 30 days, he better look like this pen right here. He better look and he better not eat no fried chicken. Mikey, if you watch this on the replay, if I catch your ass eating fried chicken again, I'm gonna Colonel Sanders your ass.
All right. Rue, give us your final thoughts, man.
Well, in a few days, while my Dallas Mavericks are still in Dallas, they're going to be drafting Cooper Flagg, which, I mean, he's not Luka Doncic, but I guess it's my consolation prize for the bullshit I had to endure. You know what, man? Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I really don't have a dog in the fight. I know Kuiper really hates these motherfuckers because of SGA, but come on, man. Seven game series. You took it all the way to the end, and you were the best team throughout the entire stretch, and you beat the Nuggets. So I got to give them their flowers, man. They did their thing, even though I was rooting for Rick Carlisle. I wanted it for Rick. I wanted it for Rick. Another big underdog winning it big time for Rick. Would have put him in another stratosphere as a head coach, but that's another story for another day. But man, there is a lot to be grateful for and excited about when it comes to this upcoming football season, especially for me, because Texas is absolutely relevant, could be winning a national title this year, and I start out with a gauntlet to begin my entire season. And then the Cowboys have a bunch of weapons, and the fact is, the narrative is exactly what Kuiper tells us it is. Everybody believes we're a 500 team, and I love that. I absolutely love that I have a gauntlet of a schedule, that I have real opponents, and that nobody can make any kind of excuses when I get to the end of the season. I'm sitting here with 12 to 14 wins because my offense is just elite everywhere, which is what I'm hoping that I get, right? I'm hoping that with my receivers, that my running backs just see holes for days and are just able to run through gaps, and it's just Christmas in July every single day for the Dallas Cowboys all the way up until January, where I hope it all just kind of stays together, right? That's just what we're hoping for and praying for when it comes to this team. But I feel good about it, which is a lot more than I can say about this season than I did about last season. So I go into the break hopeful for camp, hopeful for everything that we've got coming. Chris, good luck, bro. I wish you the best. All this moving, man, it would drive me absolutely crazy doing that shit. But good luck to you, man. I know Seattle's gonna be chill, but you know, there's a lot to be happy about as a Dallas Cowboy fan right now. Stop being so doom and gloom about your quarterback, and hope that you get what you got from him in the past, and that he can do it when it matters.
All right. 21, man. We just so happy to see your ass, man. You know, from that wound,
hey, we get
those and shit.
Hey, big shout out to big shout out to the big fella for signing off on these PTOs for the crew, right? We got some paid time off, man. We get to chill, got a little 2 weeks off, but for all my sports heads out there, man, we're in a doom and gloom right now, man. Really no sports out there, but this NFL season is coming around and it's looking good, man. I'm optimistic. I think somebody said earlier in the show, compared to last year, last year we were, we saw our front office not moving anything. And this year we made a big signing and a splash, man. And we got some rookies that we're excited to see. So, definitely hyped up for that. One thing I don't want to, I always, it's that word culture, man. That word culture is starting to scare me a little bit because last year I was all in and we saw how that went, right? So, I just hope this culture change is really something that is really going to be implemented in Dallas, because I love it, right? It's, you got this young squad coming in and it's going to look lovely. It's just, let's talk about it. Let's be about it, not just talk about it,
All right, man. Look here, man. The big fella and his final thoughts. Yes, I'm on the move. I keep seeing like I get further and further away from Dallas every year, don't I? Dallas to Denver, Denver to San Francisco, San Francisco to Seattle. I told my wife the next move better be on a damn beach back in the 817.
You're gonna be across the river from the can fan, ain't you?
Exactly. I'm gonna be an hour and 30 minutes away. But look, man, I'm like Rue. I'm like 21. I'm just excited, man, because football is around the corner. And the reason I told the fellas, man, let's just take these weeks off, man, to refresh. Because when training camp come, it's gonna be full steam ahead. It's gonna be nothing but Cowboy talk for the next 4, 5, 6 months straight. Okay. Yep. So we're gonna take a little time off. Thanks everybody for joining us, man. If you hadn't liked and subscribed to us yet, brother, please shout out to Cowboy Corner, shout out to Cowboy Beat, shout out to Chop. What's your point? Hey, man, if you don't know him, follow him on TikTok, man. He got some great content on TikTok. Follow him. And man, like the big fella always say, Dallas Cowboys for life.
Tell your friends about us. Cowboy up, baby.
Peace.
Yeah, let me give a big shout out to St. Louis Joe, bro, in the building. Always WWE. Ivan Sosa in the building.
You see him? You see him?
The loyalist. You got Cowboy Beat in the building.
The great Cowboy Beat.
Big shout out, man. Big shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all joining. We only growing, guys. We only growing. It's gonna get bigger. Excited.
Hey, did you see he got retrofit right in the introduction?
I see it.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
All these videos, dancing.
Hold on, player. Sometimes I screw up, player. You know, hey, man.
Players fucked up.
Hey, yeah, players fucked up sometimes. Yeah. First day of pads. Say, man, you know, we all played, man. It's just something about that first day. Ain't nothing like it. It is nothing like it, man. Because now to me,
Tomorrow tells the truth. Today was but tomorrow tells the truth.
I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of this shit, man. You know, I know we all co-hosts, but you know, I like to have a little quick monologue before we get into a subject. You know, your ass always got to spread shit and eating wings and
Motherfucker sprint.
Calm down.
I haven't sprinted in 5 years.
Calm down, Mikey. Calm down, Mikey.
What you sprinting right now?
Yeah, we got a long show. We can go as long as you want to, man. So 21, what you got for Brock today, man?
Pleasure to meet you, Brock. I appreciate the love on TikTok, man. Shout out to Brock, man. Welcome to the show. So hey, I got the hard hitting questions, so I got the controversial.
You'd have come out with that Whataburger in and out, right?
I was we kind of keep it light, but big fella, I gotta hit him with Walter Cronkite stuff here.
Okay.
Drake or Kendrick?
See, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never really grew up liking Kendrick like that, right? I've always been a big Drake fan, so I'm gonna say Drake, but not like us. Like I was telling Terrence the other day, because Terrence is a huge Kendrick fan. I was like, not like us has me feel like a certain way, because I'm like sitting there like vibing in that song, but it's like this is Drake, and I'm a Drake fan over Kendrick any day. So that's not the only Kendrick song I like. Yeah.
And remember, like, subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to like. If you love us, tell your friends about us. Like.